back to the channel. It's Lauren. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well, and welcome back to Scent Sunday. I think this might be one of my favorite and like most anticipated, excited videos to make for my fragrance content. Like, I am so excited to share with you these fall perfumes. If you don't know, last week I did a 15 affordable or more affordable fall fragrances video, so I will have that link down below. And today we are getting into, you know, I can't lie, some perfumes that have a price tag. Okay, these are expensive. These are perfumes that are more niche, more expensive, and to be honest, ooh, these are the ones that are some of my true loves. I got like top 10s in here. I am so excited to share them with you. Fall time is my favorite time of like really the year. It is my favorite time for scents, and it really lines up with what I like in scents. I love woody stuff. I like something kind of deep. I like sweet stuff. I don't really love florals as much. I'm not super into really clean, soapy smelling stuff or citrusy smelling stuff. So really, when we can get into something with like vanillas or a leather or an incense note or a smoky note or a woody note, a resinous pine note, like, come on, that's my shit. And that kind of is fall scents in a nutshell. So I can't wait to share these with you. Like I said, these are kind of expensive. I heavily suggest trying these out and testing them. Some of these are available at Twisted Lily, which I do have an affiliate code for, and some of them I have been gifted, but a lot of these I've paid for myself. So I'll let you know as I go through. I'll also leave them down below just so you guys know, but I am excited, so let's just get into it, okay? We're just getting straight into it. I don't even know what to start with. Well, actually, I do know what to start with first. Let's start with my newest, probably my newest addition to my collection. Has me so excited. I bought this specifically for fall. I paid for this. This is Initio's Side Effect. If you want a boozy vanilla with some depth, with some sex appeal, with some personality, this is the one you want. I believe there is rum in here. There's a heavy dose of vanilla. It's woody. It almost comes off kind of medicinal. Like, there's almost something kind of syrupy about it, but in the best way. Like, it's a heavy perfume, don't get me wrong, but man, it is so beautiful. It's exactly everything I want in a fall scent. I got a sample of this from Twisted Lily last year because I had heard, I think Simply Aisha talk about it. I think that's who I initially heard speak of this perfume. So I'll leave her channel down below if you haven't. Like, I love her channel so much, so please go subscribe to her, especially if you want scent related videos. So since that sample, I wore that out last fall, and then I knew I wanted to purchase this, but it is expensive, okay? This is a very expensive house, Initio. I like almost everything I've smelled from them. Like, I don't think there's a smell like I don't like. I love Oud for Greatness. I really love Absolute Aphrodisiac. I really like Atomic Rose. Like, I have so many of their perfumes on my like perpetual wish list essentially, but Side Effect, I cannot lie, it was #1. So I didn't purchase it then because I knew we were going into summer. I knew it was gonna be too heavy for hot weather. I personally think it would be kind of cloying and just suffocating, but I knew once fall came around it was gonna be one of my purchases. And I actually found this on FragranceNet, so that's where I purchased mine, and it was a lot cheaper. So you can try it out on Twisted Lily if you want to. Go over there, wherever you want to go. You can buy it from a million places. Do your own research, do your own little Googling, find some deals, baby. I'm all about deals, you know that. Let's talk a little bit more about notes. The only notes on Fragrantica are rum, vanilla, tobacco, and cinnamon, but I get something almost like sappy, I don't know why, like really sweet and like sticky golden sap in here. I get, maybe that's that syrupiness coming through. Definitely something boozy and rich. You do get the spices from that cinnamon, which is just beautiful. Definitely sweet and vanilla. It's just stunning. It is like a bombshell scent. This is gonna last on you. I think it just smells amazing. I get compliments when I wear this, and I cannot wait to be bundled up, have like a jacket on, and be wearing this out. Like, it is so good. I've already worn it a couple times. I absolutely love it. I highly suggest sampling this, and just in general trying out some stuff from Initio. I feel like they ride a really great line between being really strong scents, but also I feel like still somewhat approachable. Like, they're not so off. When you get into the niche world and really expensive perfumes, sometimes you smell stuff and you're like, fecal. You're like, what's happening? But I feel like Initio has a nice balance. And I also feel like they always last a really long time on me too, which I know a lot of people want when they are going to be spending a lot of money on a perfume. So I love that one. So good. Amazing. definitely highly suggest. All of these I suggest definitely sampling and trying out and like really seeing if they'll work for you. Side Effects probably in my top 20 perfumes though. Like a lot of these are in like my top of my perfume collection. Next I want to talk about Minuit Demi from Fragrance Du Bois. I purchased this one as well. This was one of those ones that as soon as I sniffed it, I was like, yes. I got a decant initially. If you like something spicy, you're gonna love this. This has some cardamom, it has some pimento in the top. It's definitely, you know, nice and spicy, but then it has this beautiful, rich yet sweetness coming out. It has a caramel note. There's like coffee in here. There's a lot of stuff in here. I love how sweet yet airy this is. Something kind of powdery going on as well. It's absolutely beautiful. It is so good. This was a creation with Demi Rawling and Fragrance Du Bois, so it's like a collab item, and it is just so good. I will say this does smell very similar to Penhaligon's Changing Constants, I think it is. Like, it is like the same. Like the same scent. I have a sample of that one. I think I actually prefer Minuit Demi because that one gets a little bready, almost like yeasty bready on me in the dry down, but absolutely love this. There's something about this that's like sexy yet sophisticated. It's a sweet smell, very gourmand without being juvenile. There's something really refined about it still. It's like they took a cinnamon sugar caramel churro but then made it an expensive smelling perfume. Like they made it luxe. I don't know how. That's what I get from it. Spicy but not too much. It's just so good. Highly suggest checking that one out. Highly suggest sampling it. Price on that one is no joke, and it hurt to buy it. I bought that one from Twisted Lily for my birthday in January, but you can see the dent. You can see the dent I've created in here in less than a year. You know, I just love it. I really love it. It's one that I would want in my collection. Past this, I hope they don't discontinue it. If they did, I would go find me a bottle of it, another one, at least one backup. Like, I love that perfume so much. So perfect for fall. But like I said, I've been wearing it, you know, throughout the year. Maybe not on the hottest days, but if I know I'm going to be inside a lot, I'll still wear that one too. It is so good. I'm going to try not to say it's so good a million times, but I don't know if I can help it. This has notes of cardamom, pimento, and bergamot in the top, caramel and coffee in the mid, and then there's vanilla, Madagascar vanilla, cinnamon, tobacco, musk, liquor, cedar, vetiver, and cashmerean in the base. It's a lot of notes. It seems like it's going to be so heavy and so rich, but you know, I just feel like this has that heaviness, that depth, that richness, and although this feels complicated and has a richness, don't get me wrong, it isn't heavy feeling. It has an airiness about it, and that's something I really like and I find kind of unique. So I love that one so much. Minuit Demi, one of my absolute faves. That one's legitimately, I think, in my top 10. I'm going to talk about another kind of vanilla fragrance. You guys know I love vanillas. I'm not mentioning any of the vanillas that I mentioned in my vanilla video, so if you want to know my top 10 favorite vanillas in my collection, I'm going to leave that down below. But one that I definitely contemplated putting in that video is Silky Woods from Goldfield and Banks. This is an Australian brand, and this came out, I think, last year. This is like a rich, creamy vanilla, and I really get the suede note that's in here. There's like a leather note in here. It's very sweet, very soft and like supple, kind of powdery. You know, the leather that's in here kind of has something like a bandage smell going on, but I absolutely love it, and I think it's balanced out really nicely with the sweetness. Very cozy. Again, kind of soft around the edges, even though it has that leather note. It's kind of surprising. It's almost like a new car smell mixed with a beautiful vanilla. That's kind of what I'm getting, kind of woody as well. Absolutely love this. It reminds me a little bit too, if you're looking for a dupe or something similar at a lower price point, I really like Casablanca from Swiss Arabian, and I find them to have like a similar-ish wear and DNA to me anyway. This has notes of cinnamon and saffron in the top, suede, agarwood or oud, Madagascar, ylang ylang, and jasmine in the mid, and then Tahitian vanilla, Australian sandalwood, tobacco leaf, musk, and olibanum in the base. So lots of notes I love. I really love a saffron note, and that also adds kind of a like a wateriness. I pick up saffron very like almost like the smell of really clean water. That's something I get from saffron a lot. It can go a little like medical as well for me, and so I think that mixed with the woods and the vanilla, it's a beautiful scent. I really love this one. Cannot wait to bust it out, and I love the bottle. It's so beautiful. That's one that I also really wouldn't wear anytime besides colder weather. Even at home, it really creates a cloud around me, and it doesn't project necessarily. It stays closer, but I can smell it. Like, it doesn't go away. So I don't like to have that on when I'm gonna get hot really really at all. I really want to like cuddle up, snuggle up type of thing. All right, let's talk about some more woody type fragrances because like I said, that's some of my favorite shit. I definitely want to talk about Bow. Now, I don't think this has to only go for fall, but I want to mention it because I do think it's a nice lighter weight one. So this is not super heavy. It's very airy. And this is like an aromatic woody vanilla that doesn't have too much sweetness. So if you like vanilla and you like woodiness and you want some aromatic touches, but you don't like something too sweet, I think you're gonna really love this. You guys know I love a sweet vanilla. And so I think I'm surprised by how much I love the way vanilla is expressed in this one, because I do get vanilla, but it is not really sweet. And then the wood in here, I think it's cedar. It reminds me of cedar. I haven't looked at the notes in a while. It's a very dry wood, very clean smelling, very sophisticated smelling to me, still light and airy though. There's something kind of peppery as well. And I find for this being a more natural brand, all that stuff, it really does last on me. Like I'm surprised by how long this lasts on my skin. I think it would be a great one for any time of year, but I really do like it for a fresh kind of woody fall scent that isn't too heavy. Maybe it's not quite, you know, cold enough. You just want something still lightweight. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful perfume. Notes on here, elemi resin, tobacco. This has Chiara incense or olibanum and sequoia. And then in the base, cedar, vanilla, and gaiac wood. So just shit tons of wood, some tobacco as well, a little bit of vanilla. So good, but there's something about it that really makes you feel like you're in a forest. Like there is, there's no juniper, and it doesn't have a cooling effect, but you really get this sensation that you're walking in the forest and the leaves are dry and the leaves are changing. Like I get that because of how dry this smells, like the way the woods are. It's beautiful. I love it. And I really like so many of the perfumes from Lise. I think they have some really great ones. They have 4, I think right now. My mom has Floating, which is their newest one. That one's pretty good. Studied's really good. I think, what is the other one? It's called like, there's like a rose one. That one's really good as well. So I would check them out. And I bought that one myself as well. And I bought this one. I bought this when we went to San Francisco earlier this year, I think. I think I bought it from Ministry of Scents there. All right, next on my list to talk about, this is L'Orchestra. I cannot. L'Orchestra. I don't know. My gosh, it's like sad. It's pathetic. This is Piano Santal though. And I am, you know, I love wood, but I love sandalwood specifically. It's like one of my favorites. And this one's so interesting. Not for everyone. This is a milky lactonic sandalwood, but it has something savory about it. There's a cumin note, I believe, in here, and you do smell that. And I know that sounds scary, but it just adds like a warmth. Now, for some people, I think this doesn't work with their skin and it maybe can get kind of stinky or just kind of turn in a weird direction. But if this works on your skin, I find this to really feel lived in and kind of, it has a cologne-ness to it. It has something kind of, I mean, it's unisex, but it's like slightly masculine, like I think of a guy, but it's this creamy sandalwood. It has an actual milk note. I think there's like a skin note, and I definitely, like, that is the vibe. It's sensual, it's creamy, a little savory, almost like sweaty skin, but in a sexy way. Sexy, soft way. I really love this one. I think it's a really great one, and I think it works really well for fall because it has that lactonic note. Sometimes that in hot weather just is too effing much, okay? Like, stop it. The notes on here: milk, skin, sandalwood, cashmere, white musk, cumin, ambroxan, bergamot, and cedar. Really beautiful scent. I picked this one up secondhand, so I was really grateful to save a little bit of money. And this scent isn't like only me, but it's definitely one I can't wait to wear more into the fall time and really enjoy. I think that one's a little bit more close to home. It doesn't project, like I said, but if you're looking for something woody and kind of savory, like something a little different than just those like sandalwood musky scents, this has a little more body to it. It has a little bit more richness and warmth to it, and I think it's really nice for colder weather. So that is Piano Santal. I want to talk about 2 fragrances I actually don't own yet. They are on my list to be had, but I don't have them yet, and I still wanted to mention them because they are very much ones I want to pick up this fall and wear this fall. So one is from Henry Rose, and I am beyond surprised I like this. This is called Dark is Night, and it is a basically just vanilla and patchouli scent. The only notes listed on Fragrantica are like vanilla bean and patchouli, and I am not the biggest patchouli fan. I'm really not, but something about the way this is done, it really does feel like 50-50. So it's very creamy, sweet, delicious vanilla. And then there's this spicy kind of dry patchouli in here, and they just work together so beautifully. It's like this spicy, sexy vanilla, very rich. It's just delicious, honestly. It's so good. You know the black currant body oil that Bath & Body Works used to smell? You know those like Midnight Kiss, those types of fragrances from Bath & Body Works? I feel like this is the grown-up perfume version of that. It's like very much in that vein. And again, I'm not normally into it, but there's something about this that feels very sexy yet sweet. You know, I love that kind of mix. I don't only want to wear a patchouli scent. I love that this has the vanilla in there to kind of balance it out, but we get a richness, and it's not just falling flat in vanilla either. I think it helps that the patchouli also isn't too stinky or screechy as well. Absolutely beautiful. Highly recommend this one. I've tested, I think, everything that they have, and the only other one that I can really remember enjoying is Smith. It's like an apple-y scent, very fresh, kind of a musky, fruity, apple-y scent. That one's pretty good. It's been a while since I've smelled them though, so I should probably go back and re-smell them, because I feel like my nose has changed so much from the year I've really been into perfume. So much. So much. So many of these scents that I'm liking right now, who knows if I would have actually like loved them as much as I do now back last fall. The other scent I can't wait to get, this is like next on my list, next on my list, is Angel Share from Kilian. I have my little sample here. Oh my gosh, this is ooey gooey apple pie filling with some sweetness. It has a booziness. It is just like gourmand, rich, edible deliciousness. It is so delicious, you guys. It has a spice to it, has a sweetness to it, has a booziness to it. It is just so good. Everything everyone says about this, so good. They're right. They're so right. It is beautiful. It is decadent. It is the holidays. It is cheer, but it's still kind of sexy. I love this fragrance so much. I'm also not going to lie though, there's something about this, it's kind of like applesauce-y. There's a little bit of like cinnamon applesauce going on, but like the most expensive cinnamon applesauce with some alcohol in there. That's kind of what's going on. So good. It also reminds me a little bit, and I don't know why, but like IKEA, sometimes they kind of have like between the meatballs and the ice cream and like whatever's going on, I kind of like there's something reminiscent. And I know that's weird, and like for an expensive perfume, you're like, really, I smell like an IKEA, but I don't know, an IKEA food court, it's pretty good. It's smelling good here. This is so beautiful, so sweet and woody and divine. It's so good, you guys. It's a little syrupy though, a little bit heavy, and again, sticky. You can like picture like the apples, but all the juice in between. That's what this is. All the like sticky guts in between. That's what this is. This has notes of cognac in the top, cinnamon, tonka bean, and oak in the mid, praline, vanilla, and sandalwood in the base. Like, come on. This is what fall is about. This is what you should try. I need to buy this so bad. I'm either gonna buy it from Sephora or I'm gonna go to Scent Bar here in LA. I can't wait to get that one in my collection. So divine. So divine. And the packaging, I'll have a picture popped up here. So beautiful, and I think it works with obviously what it smells like. Like, oh, I want that bottle. I want that scent. I cannot wait to wear that. I need it in my life. Like side effect, Angel Share, Minuit Demi, probably dark vanilla from Santal. Like those are like some of my go-to for fall, going out type stuff. Also, I'm not sure, you know, if we're supposed to be smelling from the small side of this thing, like just intermission here. I used to do the thick side, now I do the thin side, but I do the thin side because when I went to Scent Bar, that's how they do it. That's how all the perfume people do it in there. So that's what I do, just so you know. I don't know what's right. If you know what's right, what's wrong, I guess let me know, but that's what I do and that's why I do it, okay? Anyway, let's talk about some more like everyday perfumes. I feel like these could be, you know, worn all year round. They don't have to be specifically for fall, but I just feel like they really find their time and place in fall the most, and that's where I really think about them. But again, you know, I feel like they could just be a signature scent, that type of stuff as well. Maybe a signature scent with a little more personality though. So first I want to talk about Thé Matcha 26 from Le Labo. I'm obsessed with this fragrance. I love this so much. This is a fuzzy, powdery, creamy fig scent. It has matcha and it is so good. This feels velvety and kind of buzzing in the best way. It feels like a warm hug to me. Something really comforting about this. I'm just obsessed with this scent. I love fig though, so that's one of the reasons, but I feel like this is such a different type type of fig scent than a lot of the other figs that I have in my collection. Like, it's not like Philoxicos at all. It doesn't have that greenness to it. Instead, there's really this nice like velvety warmth and like kind of, to me, powderiness that comes off that I just absolutely love. And this one, although I don't find it projects a ton, it really like just fills up your personal scent bubble all day long. And I feel like it's one of those ones when people come to hug you, they're definitely gonna smell you. I really feel like this one keeps me warm, and that's why I like it for fall. But again, I don't think it's too heavy necessarily for every day if it's not like super, again, not super hot outside. This came out last year, and the moment I smelled it, I was like, is there fig in that? I want that. Just like, yes, there it is. And I just knew. It was like love at first sniff. Like, I needed one sniff and I already knew, like, I'm getting that. I love it. I absolutely love it. This has notes of fig, matcha tea, cedar, bitter orange, and vetiver. So good. Highly suggest checking that one out. And it's September, so if you don't know, Le Labo does their city exclusives in September, where usually they have perfumes where only in the city that they made them for are they available, but in September you can go into their boutiques or order online any of the city exclusive scents, so maybe go in and sniff those as well. I did, and I didn't pick anything up because I just didn't love anything enough, honestly. I like Vanille 44, but I didn't pick it up. I have an 8ml and I'm gonna use that instead. Okay, anyway, the next one for me, again, this goes into fall, and this is BDK's Gris Charnel. This is another fig scent, another like tea note. Like, it kind of falls into Thé Matcha and like Thé Noir as well, like in that vibe. But this one's spicier. This one's definitely spicier. This has a lot of cardamom in the top, a nice fruity fig. I almost get something leathery from it, something kind of powdery as well. A nice sweetness. It feels sexy and a little mysterious, girly and feminine to me anyway. I think a guy could wear it also, or anyone could wear this, but I do get something like, I don't know, dark academia feminine or like, I don't know, a little bit deeper than like a florally fragrance, but I think even a girly girl could like this one. This has notes of cardamom, fig, and black tea in the top. It has iris and bourbon vetiver in the mid, and then sandalwood and tonka bean in the base. Really great. Again, I do think that the similarities between this, it's like the fig, the vetiver, they both play in these fragrances, but I find this one, again, could be a signature scent for someone. For me, it's one that I feel like just every day in fall could be worn really easy. It doesn't have to be going out. It's not like too strong. It's not going to choke anyone out, but it does hold its own with that kind of weather change, at least to me. So I can't wait to be wearing Gris Charnel. I have not had that one for winter. I was gifted that one from Twisted Lily. It's available on Twisted Lily, and it's like a really well-loved one from BDK. I know like Rouge Smoking is also very popular. That's another one that I think would be a great fall scent. It's like cherry and like tobacco, I think. I haven't quite gone on with that one yet. I'm working on it. Cherry scents are interesting. I don't know. Let me know your favorite cherry scents down below. Next, this is no stranger to my channel. Instant Crush from Mancera is just the best, okay? I love this scent. This is like on my mom's list to get next. That's what she wants. This is saffron. It has ginger, and I feel like I really get the ginger. I don't know why. There's a little bit of patchouli. This really nice sweetness comes through with this vanilla. I've talked about this, but there's kind of this like buzzing, almost, I've heard people describe it as like a gasoline smell, but there is something almost like a Sharpie in the top to me anyway. It comes across that way. I like it, okay? I love this scent, but there is something kind of sharp, and I don't want to say spicy, but there's just something buzzing over the top, okay? That's how I describe the scent. Then underneath, once that kind of fades away, or once you get into your sniff a little further, there's this really beautiful, rich sweetness that kind of comes through. It's sweet and kind of enveloping and just so addictive. I love this scent. I wore this so much when I first got it. A lot of people compare this to Baccarat. I mean, it has a saffron in there, and maybe in the sillage, or like, you know, you're passing by someone, you might kind of think maybe it's similar to Baccarat, but I really don't think they're that close. Full list of notes on this. It has saffron, ginger, Sicilian mandarin, and Sicilian bergamot in the top, amberwood, Moroccan rose, Egyptian jasmine, Indonesian patchouli leaf in the mid, Madagascar vanilla, white musk, sandalwood, and oak moss in the base. Beautiful balance of the florals with the woody notes, with the vanillas, with the sweetness, with the amber, with the spiciness. Like, it is just perfect. I'm obsessed with this. I feel like even if you don't love Mancera, I think you could like this. I know they have a very specific DNA, and I tend to actually like I like Mancera. This stuff lasts too. This perfume is gonna last on your skin, which I love. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Absolutely love that. It's a great one. I think for all year round, I've worn that even in the summer, and I still like it in the summer. Like, I think it's beautiful. All right, we have 5 more fragrances to talk about. Next, I'm gonna talk about another one that's kind of an everyday woody one, and this is Cheeky Smile from Juicebox. I bought this one off of Twisted Lily after sampling it and falling absolutely in love. This is one of those really musk heavy, amber heavy, woody scents, kind of molecular. So if you like something like Moleculo 1, but you're looking for something with a little bit more of those ambery touches, I think you might like this. Again, I definitely suggest sampling it because I find ambers can play so differently on everyone. I have ambers that I love. I have ambers that smell like spit on me. I have ambers that, you know, just go maybe too stinky, I guess is just the right word to say. But this one is just beautiful, so addicting. The amber that's in here, how it comes across to me is that kind of burnt, that little toasted note. It has like a little toasty thing going on. So beautiful. This is one of those perfumes that you can go anosmic to. So like sometimes I don't realize it's still smelling. Like I'll be like, is it smelling? But then I'll catch a whiff of it randomly later on in the day, or someone else will be like, oh, you smell so good. So good. So, so good. I love this in the exact same way that I love Moleculo 1. I probably actually prefer this type of scent over Moleculo 1 nowadays just because that's so simple. I mean, I love ISOE Super, don't get me wrong, but this has that plus a little more, plus a little bit more. And I love also layering this scent. So sometimes I'll layer this with Baccarat, sometimes I'll layer it with Instant Crush. It's great with that. It's a great one with any of my vanillas. Like this is an amazing, beautiful, musky, ambery scent to layer with and just kind of add a little extra longevity to some of my other perfumes. I love it. And on days when I want something, but I still want to be simple and I don't want to like be too offensive, I feel like this one is not one of those scents that's offensive, even if other people can smell it. Like I don't think anyone's gonna like hate this scent. This is a really beautiful one. I absolutely love it. I love the packaging as well. It's so good. And Sam really loves this one too. It smells so good on him. This has notes of ISOE Super and ambrosenide. That's not how you say that, I think, in the top. Then it has ambroxan and amber in the mid and cashmere and amber extreme in the base. Tons of amber. You need to like amber to like this, but I will say it's one of those really beautiful toasty ambers, which is like my favorite. I love when I smell an amber fragrance or a fragrance that has like amber in the base and it has that toastiness. I'm like, please stop me now. I want it. So good, but there's no real like sweetness, not really coming through, but I find it does sweeten up on my skin. Like I know there's not, it's not actually sweet, but there's something about it that does kind of just barely sweeten up on my skin in a way that's so delicious and so good. And again, really addicting. This one's very addicting to me. Let's go with some sweetie babies because I love to get a little sweet when it comes to the cold weather. Who doesn't want to cuddle up in a blanket, in a sweater, read a book? I don't know what you're doing, but you're gonna cuddle up, and I have some nice gourmands for you. And these are some that I feel like I really reserve for colder months. So we have from Santal, this is Chocolate Greedy. This is like the, to me, ultimate chocolate scent. Now this always puts a smile on my face. It smells like straight up, and I mean straight the fuck up, Cocoa Puffs. It smells like you're eating a bowl of Cocoa Puffs, baby. And it is delicious. It brings back memories. You're gonna drink the milk after, maybe even, like, I don't even know. It smells so good, you guys. And what's so interesting, it's very like cocoa powder, very vanilla though. I still get some like nice vanilla coming through on this. And what's so interesting is that in the dry down, it even gets kind of grainy, like smells like grain, like literally smells like the cereal on me. So interesting. I feel like this lasts for such a long time on my skin. I don't think I would wear this out, okay? I just don't. This is definitely, I'm cuddling in my house, in my sweatshirt, and I can smell it on me for a very long time, and it's really fun, kind of novelty, but still good. Like I genuinely do enjoy it on my skin, but not an everyday, but can't wait to wear it because I would not wear this in summer. I would literally be like, I need a change. I spilled a bowl of Cocoa Puffs on me. Very delicious though, and a great one for fall, I think, especially if you're into gourmands. Next on my list, this one is from Commodity, and this is Milk in the Personal, I think it is. It's the Milk Minus, which is the lightest of the Milk scents, and this is the one I picked out from the range, and I believe my favorite from the Milk fragrances, but honestly, all the different milks, there's 3 different ones, they're all really beautiful in their own way. This is a milky marshmallow scent with a little bit of woods in there. I get something something kind of powdery in here as well as kind of lactonic, very sweet. I find this to be very high on the sweet monitor, but it's so cozy, so fun. This is one I also like to wear with different scents. Like sometimes it's just nice to sweeten something up, especially if it's really woody. I love my woody scents, but I love mixing stuff as well. So sweet and girly. I almost think like Hello Kitty. I don't know why. It's like a Hello Kitty girl fragrance, but still has some body. Again, the powderiness that I get, especially in the dry down, almost turns slightly spicy on me. The way that I like take it in, it's kind of like a dry powderiness, but I really, really love that one. And again, it's one I can't wait to just cuddle up with, like on a rainy fall day. That is gonna go on my sweater as well. Like I cannot wait. I cannot wait. The main notes in this are marshmallow and milk in the top, musk and white cedar in the mid, and then woodsy notes and amber in the base. Very simple. I would say overall, not super complex. Like it's kind of like what you smell is what you smell, except that I find, again, it gets a little more powdery as I wear it. So love, love that. Can't wait to wear it. If you're looking for something with a little bit more body though, I do feel like the other two milks have that a little bit more and kind of are what I would like combine to make a look. Because I have, like, for example, this next perfume. Okay, I have PeonyPop here. This is from Hermetica. I was sent this from Twisted Lily, and I'm really excited for fall for this. Now, this is a peony scent, but I really pick up mostly like an ambery rose, something a little bit peppery, maybe something a little bit incensey. It reminds me of a rose version of like something at the Catholic Church, or I don't know. One of my capstone classes was about the Ottoman Empire in the 1300s. And I don't know why, this just reminds me of something like a lighter version, but to me it still kind of has like something smoky going on. So I find it's a good one for fall, and that's where I'm excited to wear it. But I think a lot of people might wear this just like in the daytime, in the summer months, whatever. But there's like a richness to this rose that I'm so excited to wear during fall. So that's why I have it in here. But I also can't wait to pair it with some vanillas. I really want to bring out some vanilla from this. I want to bring out some woodsy notes. Like I'm going to be pairing this all over the place. I'm going to be trying to make this smell like Atomic Rose. That's like my goal. So I'm excited to have one of those deeper rose scents. You know what I mean? There's about 10 billion notes in this fragrance. Tons of florals, tons of fruits, geraniums in here. I find geranium to be kind of spicy. Like I always smell that shit as spicy. And then there's lots of stuff in the base too. Vetiver, cedar, moss, sandalwood, myrrh. I think I really smell that myrrh. And I also find that plum always gives something a bit of a depth. So yeah, for whatever reason, this just reads fall appropriate rosy scent to me. It's not the most deep rose, you know, it's not quite like Intense Cafe, which is like, you know, a rosy coffee scent. It doesn't have the coffee, but it's something like that, and I can't wait to pair it. That's really what I want to do with it, and I'm excited to wear it for fall. So that's one of my scents. I think I'm on my last one. Oh my gosh. If you want some real church incense going on in your life, if you want something warm and velvety and fuzzy, Velvet from Commodity is where it's at. I have the bold one here. It's spicy. It's given off kind of incense. I don't know why on my skin, I do smell like I grew up Catholic. So I do get a little bit of that. Something kind of smoky going on, something woody, very, very warm. It doesn't have a lot of sweetness to it. And like with all the Commodity fragrances, I find they really become one with you. So they have this ability, no matter what one you get too. Like if you go into the bold, like they just smell different to me, but I don't find honestly this to like project like crazy. But they just like melt into your skin, into your body chemistry. They become like one with your clothes, one with your skin. And this one like keeps you warm. I love it. There's something about it that's so spicy and kind of woody and kind of resinous kind of to me in a way that feels really strong and sexy and not overly sweet, which again, I tend to like that, but this still feels just like balanced enough for me. I'm gonna read you the notes because I kind of want to go through them myself. This has rose. I guess that is rose. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but this also has rose in it. It has black, amber, and almond in the top. It's musky in the middle, and then patchouli, labdanum, and amber in the base. A really beautiful, rich fall scent. You really want a scent that's gonna keep you warm in colder months, gonna be like so nice in your scarf and in your jacket. This one's beautiful, really gonna hold its own. It's like sexy, still has a little bit of like incensey thing going on though. I really love it. I can't wait to wear this. I have so many amazing choices. These are just some of my favorite scents, you guys. I would love to know if you've tried any of these, any of your thoughts down below. I love us just chatting about scents and what we're into, even if it's different than mine. I'd love to know what your favorite like expensive or niche picks are for fall. Like what are you excited to finally bust back out? Oh, it's like the best time. It's like the best time of year for fragrance, you guys. It really is. Like I said, I highly suggest sampling this stuff so that way you can make sure you like it. If you're gonna invest in one of these bottles, like I think these are worth the splurge. I've spent my money on a lot of these and I absolutely love them. I think they're worth it, but definitely sample, make sure it's the right one for you. If you're actually gonna get the use out of it, you know, does it work with your chemistry? Does it work with what you actually do in the day and like what you actually want? But these are the fall scents that if you're gonna splash out a little bit, I think they'd be worth it. These are the ones I think would be worth it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this fall video. I can't wait for the weather to actually feel colder. So that way I can actually be wearing these a little bit more. I'm just preemptively picking them out and I'm gonna leave it here. I just ramble at the end. I'm so sorry. Thank you guys so much for watching and other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.